Us. Welcome to the Bushido 3 talk show.
Recipe,
Us.
us.
And this is Mike Van Itterzon, my trainer and coach from Almere, the
Thank you.
Netherlands.
Thank you.
Mike Van Itterzon has been my coach for about 7 years. He's come over to the United States twice now, and he's
Yes.
taught seminars, and he has taught many other kickboxers, all the way from amateurs to professionals. He has his own gym in Almere, the Netherlands, called
Yep.
Van Itterzon Sport. And
Of
so,
course.
Mike, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Lawrence. Us.
Us. So tell me, how old are you?
I am 52.
Good, very good.
Yeah.
Yes. And how many years have you been training and practicing in kickboxing?
I started when I was, I think, about a year before I joined the army. I think about 18 years, 17 or 18 years old I was.
Okay, very nice. That's a good long time.
That's a
And
very long time, yeah.
where did you start training kickboxing?
I started training in Amsterdam with I think one of the most famous schools in Amsterdam at Sakuriki.
Ah, yes, that's
Yeah,
famous in the world.
yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, definitely. And I remember one time we were at another gym and we bumped into him and I got to meet him. And I remember seeing
Yeah,
him and his fighters always on TV. I was so starstruck. That was
yeah,
just
yeah,
awesome that I was like, wow,
yeah.
you're instructor. And it
Yeah,
was
it's
really cool.
always an honor. I think we met him at Bad Cops in
Yeah, at Brick Cups.
Amsterdam. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, with sparring, and he is also sometimes there, so we can talk about. And it was nice, of course, always. So
Yes,
it's a
definitely.
legend.
Yeah. And did you fight when you were younger, when you were a young man?
I started fighting. I think maybe 2 or 3 years I was training there, and I wanted to experience how it was going into the ring and fight. So I trained very hard, and I went to the in those times to the C and B class, and then
Hmm.
and unfortunately I broke my back
Hmm.
with a car accident, and then I have to quit kickboxing for several years to get stronger. And that time I was only 70 kilogram.
Hmm.
And the doctor said to me, you have to get stronger and stronger. And when my back was getting stronger and my body was getting bigger, I was doing again kickboxing, of course, but then only at amateur level, not anymore in the ring because I was afraid for my back.
Right, right. Yeah. And then so what year or when did you start training people?
I start training people. I think now my school is here 4.5 years. And before that, I was training and I start training with Remy Bonjeski at the Bonjeski Academy. I was there training for 5 years. And before that, I was training at my own gym. I had a bodybuilding school. I was training there. And sometimes I trained at ALB gym. It's also here in the Netherlands. So I think about 9, I think 14, 15 years now.
Okay. Wow,
At
very
least.
nice. Here's the craziest question, and I was trying to explain to one of my students where I was like, I don't keep that we didn't keep track back in the day on sometimes how many
No,
fights you've
no,
had or how many
no,
fights you've coached.
no.
I know for a fact that you've done probably over 150, 200 since I've known you in this time. In the 7 years, you've coached more than
Yeah.
200 fights. Do you think you've done probably over 300 or 400 fights coaching and cornering?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not. I like when I coach and I like when I get in the ring with my people, but I really don't know the numbers. As a trainer,
Yeah.
you will not keep up with that.
Right.
So maybe in 1 year I have, well, 30, 40 fights in 1 year. Not as me, but with my fighters. So I don't know exactly the numbers, but it's a lot. Not only
Yeah.
in Holland, but also in other countries.
Yes. How many countries do you think you've been to
A
for
lot,
kickboxing? A
a
lot.
lot,
Yeah.
a lot.
Haven't
I
kept
think
track either, right?
I think all of Europe,
Hmm.
And then we, of course, we went to China and Japan, and also, yeah, what I say, all of Europe, all countries, and then of course to the USA, to Wisconsin, where Master P is living. So
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and we got you to go to a couple states. You've been to Chicago,
yeah,
Illinois.
yeah,
You've been to
yeah,
Minneapolis, Minnesota,
yeah. And
and hopefully,
I trained when I with you. I have the picture here. I trained Scott Collado, and
oh yeah.
yeah, I remember that very well. I trained him for a couple of days, and then we
Mhm.
went to the tournament with him. And then, of course, it's standing here. He won.
Yes,
He won.
yes,
So
yes. Yep, that was a magnificent night.
yeah,
Tell us about your first experience when you came to America. And I remember we went to a gym, the Cellar,
yeah.
and everything. Tell us about your experience. I guess both times. Sort of tell us about what you like about American style K1 or Dutch kickboxing versus American. What do you see?
When we went to the Cellar Gym, there were for me it was a nice experience to give a seminar to the people. I think all the people are well trained. They have good bodies. The women and the boys look very good. They have good stuff. They have good shin guards. They have good gloves, and they always listen to the people who are teaching, and that is very important for me. So when I say your left jab is not good, they will accept that it is not good. And then you
Hmm.
can train a lot with those people. So I like that very, very much. Yeah. Alleen the American style is different from the Dutch style.
Hmm.
And when I come to you always and I give my seminars, then I want to get the people to know the Dutch style.
Hmm.
And that's, I think, very important in kickboxing, because the Dutch kickboxers are famous all over the world in every division.
Very much. Every
Yeah, very
division.
much.
Yes. Yes. What is differences that you see between American style kickboxers and Dutch style kickboxers? Like fight styles, what do you see as different?
Um, the Dutch style is more loosen up.
Hmm.
When we start kickboxing, it will get in our body. You don't think, because it's in our body. And I think the American kickboxers are also kickboxing, but they do it kickboxing because they teach how to hit and they teach how to kick. And the Dutch style is it's in our heart, it's in our mind, it's in our body. We just do it, just like
Hmm.
dancers. We don't think, we will go and fight, and always end with the low kick. We are very, very famous about the low kicks.
Hmm.
So I
So
think
it's
more American people are kickboxers, just always they fight very good, but they do not use the legs enough. Use legs
mm,
always. It's kickboxing, so use
yes.
the legs. Always end with the leg kick.
Hmm. Yes, that's one of my things that I have to remind myself is finish with low kick,
Yeah, always.
and because I'll say, "Oh, I'm going to save some energy," and then I find myself not throwing that low kick, or I just
Yeah.
want to land that big punch. But yes, definitely, I've learned more to use my low kick after training with you
Yeah,
and other guys.
it's very simple. If you're gonna torn down a very high building, you will not go on to the top, and then you no, you will go down. You will start below, and if you chop the building below, it will fall down.
Hmm.
It's easy. So when I start kickboxing and I will chop your legs and I hurt your legs, then your body won't move again. So I can easily beat you. So always hurt the legs. Always. If you have pain in your legs, you cannot move. You cannot punch. So it's easy. And
Hmm.
then, of course, everybody is throwing the leg kick, all of the low kick. Everybody does it different,
Yeah.
always. You have the Thai style, you have the American style, and we use the Dutch style.
Hmm.
The Dutch style is always with the bone, always with the bone. It hurts, it hurts.
Yes, definitely. It does hurt. You've kicked me a couple times, and I was like, "Oh God."
I know. Sorry for that, Master P. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Oh no, it's all about training and learning.
Yeah, of
That's
course,
what
of
it's all
course.
about. And so it's definitely I would say an effective kick. I've trained different
Yeah.
martial arts. I've trained Muay Thai, Taekwondo, karate, so forth, but I do see the importance of the Dutch low kick, and I like adding that to our repertoire. I know,
You had your own experience when we trained together at Brad Cobb's,
yes.
and you were sparring with the B and the A class guys,
Mhm.
and when we went home, you said, "My legs are hurting."
Yeah,
I told you, Master P, you have to block the everybody in Holland ends or do always low kicks, always. So
yeah.
now you know from own experience, low kick hurts.
Yes, indeed, indeed. So, what's your favorite combination when you're sparring or when you were fighting? What's your favorite combination did you like?
When I went training, when I was a young guy, I'm left-handed, so I'm supposed to be southpaw, but I'm always standing with my left hand and left leg in front of you, and my own specialty is my liver kick.
Hmm.
I and my left knee and my left leg, but
Okay.
it's in front.
Yeah.
So I'm not standing southpaw. I'm standing like normal kickboxing, but my deadliest weapon is my left leg because
Hmm.
it's quick, it's hard, and it's easy for me because I'm left-handed.
Yeah.
People didn't
I'm
know that.
also yeah, I am also left-handed, and so everything I do with my left side is possibly my best side. Like
I
my
can I can I can switch to southpaw. It's easy for me because I'm left-handed. But most of the time I will stand left in front, and when I get tired because my age, then I switch to southpaw, and it's easier for me.
yeah.
So, but the weapon is left leg.
Yep, exactly. Same here. Yeah. So you've been able to be a coach in the W5 and also in
Yeah.
Glory, for some guys, and you've been able to do it at the highest level. Do you like seeing also the amateurs, the N class, C class, and B class? You also coach those guys. Do you like seeing their growth
Yes.
going to the top two?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the heart of a trainer is kickboxing. And it doesn't matter if you train a young kid from 7 years old who can do nothing to an A-class guy. He's standing in W5 of WFL of Kunlun in China or Glory. It doesn't matter. It
Hmm.
matters as a coach that I like to coach everybody. And the
Yeah.
level of coaching, it's okay. But I like to coach everybody. And of course, it's very nice if you are a coach and you have one or two A-class fighters, and then you can go around the world with it. Of course, it's nice. But I
Hmm.
have here on my own gym, not as much as fighters, because I have a small gym and I have several youth fighters, and I coach them exactly the same. In my heart also lies with the youth fighters as the A class fighters. As a
Yeah.
coach, I like always coaching, always.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I'm so thankful for, and you being a great coach is that you've had all these other guys and champions that you've trained, and you've treated me, that's this old guy that's kind of, had all these knee
Of
surgeries and
course.
stuff. You
Yeah,
treated me just the same. I got as much training time
yeah,
as the A-class
yeah,
guys that you
yeah,
have, and it made me feel wonderful. And I think that
yeah.
that's what needs to be brought back.
I can do
It,
that because if you have a very big gym, I have a small gym. But if you have one or two A class fighters, you can put all your energy in it. I can put all my hours in it. I can put all my knowledge to them. If you have a big school and you have maybe 40 A class fighters, then you have to separate all your skills. But I have only two, or I had two. One now is gone, of course, because sometimes A-class fighters come to me. They train for 1 year or a half year or 2 years, and then they move on. It's
Mhm,
normal in Holland.
mhm.
Maybe 2 or 3 years they will stay, and then they will go to another trainer because it's better or different style, and that's okay. It's normal in Holland.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's always good to cross train, and I like how you
Yeah,
have the network of gyms that we've always
yeah,
trained at. That really opened my eyes and it really reinforced on what you were teaching me,
yeah.
and yeah, I was really happy that I was able to bring over a couple of my corner guys, Scott Collado and
Yeah,
Darian
Durf.
Payne, also known as Durf.
Yeah,
Yep, also
Durf.
known as Durf. Yep. And so it was really good that they were able to see that network where we're, before we used to go to Seconds Out and Cops
Yeah,
and
yeah,
other gyms around
yeah,
and Voss Gym, So that was
yeah,
really good to be able to see that because, yes, if you want to get all these other sparring partners, it's all right. Go to this gym, go and
yeah, yeah.
spar,
That,
and
yeah,
then come back to the home based gym, your
yeah,
gym, and then
yeah,
practice the skill set, and then take it
yeah.
back out.
I
It's
think
really
that
good.
that's sometimes a lot of kickbox schools will not do it because they are afraid that they will lose their fighters. But I am not afraid because if I have an A-class fighter, he's the best in my school, so
Hmm.
he can kick everybody's asses here. It's
Hmm.
easy. But then we go to other gyms and I talk to the coach and I talk to the trainer and they like it when we come because then there is a different guy in their gym, so we can
Hmm.
learn. And if you
Hmm.
if you learn and you go home, and then you can talk to the trainer and talk to your fighter again, or you can these days everybody has an iPhone, so you can
Hmm.
record it and then you can watch later what's wrong or what is good. So I like to go everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, and another thing that I want to touch on, just like you said, everybody has iPhones or
Yeah,
Samsung. I'm a Samsung guy.
yeah,
But one of the things that was important that you've grown with the martial art of kickboxing, you've grown in the aspect of technology
yeah,
where you utilize recording,
yeah,
heart rate monitors,
yeah,
proper nutrition,
yeah,
new protocols with nutrition and weight cutting
yeah,
because when we did my weight cut, I've always known how to do a weight cut for myself and for the principles of, as you know, bodybuilding
yeah,
principles in dieting and health and nutrition
yeah.
actually go hand in hand on how to lose weight and how
Almost,
to,
yeah, of course.
yep.
Yeah,
Yep. And there's some things that are definitely different, but it was good that you're able to show me the way you've done it. And that was the easiest weight cut I've ever had. I know,
yeah,
that was I did the work preparing losing the weight going from I'll talk in poundage was I was 210 pounds and I needed to be 173 pounds
yeah,
for my fight.
yeah,
Well, you're able to I was able to get down to like 178, and then the last 5 pounds you showed me how the Dutch do the the weight cut, and it
yeah,
was perfect, and that's what I liked. And then the reload was very different from the American style that I was used to, and the reload
yeah,
was one of the best. And so I definitely must say that the growth of that. Do you still use the heart rate monitor when you're training
yeah,
certain people and
yeah,
fighters?
yeah,
Yeah.
yes, every time because a heart rate monitor doesn't lie.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't lie. So if we start training at Monday morning, and my fighter has party on Saturday and Sunday, and he say I'm fit, I'm fit. Now he
Mm-hmm.
isn't. He is not fit. He can tell me, but he cannot fool the heart rate monitor. So
Right.
that's why every time when they're sparring here, or we do techniques, or we go out running, he always or she always wear a heart rate monitor, and then you can see how you improve. And
Mm-hmm.
when I trained together with Erik Warmerdam, he was the head coach of and the owner of Seconds Out. We get sponsored by Polar, and Erik Warmerdam has teach me a lot about using the heart rate monitor, and that's what I now continue in those days and these days. And I think for my fighters it works.
Mm-hmm.
So that's nice. So you can see what the air will do. You can see what your heart will do. If you have a fight in the second or third round and your heartbeat is maximum, it's not good because when a Formula One driver goes on the track, his heartbeat is low. So you can drive much better when your heartbeat is low. So
Mm-hmm.
you can fight much better when your heartbeat is low, not as low as, but a little bit lower. So that is what I train my students. And
Mm-hmm.
even when you are between the fights, you have 1 minute rest. So in 1 minute, your heartbeat has to drop about 30 hits in 1 minute. And that is very, if you can do that, you are top fit. You are one of
Mm-hmm.
the best fit guys. So that's the one I'm training. So my students will not lose because they don't have air. We have air enough. I will train them. So we will not lose about air.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I've taken that principle of the heart rate monitor for my fighters, especially when they start getting in a camp
Yeah,
or
yeah,
when I don't use it every single time, but I utilize the principles of that. So when we're mitting, I'll put
yeah,
them on a heart rate monitor so I can see, okay, can you keep up? Or when we're sparring now, because we have the polar heart rate monitors that go on the wrist, and we just slide a
okay,
sleeve over it. And I used
yeah,
it when I was in Holland a couple
yeah,
months
I
ago when I
saw.
was with you. Yeah,
Yeah,
and so it lets us know what's going on with that fighter because you taught me about red zone. When they hit
yeah,
that red zone, they
yeah.
can't hear you. They don't know
No,
what's going on. It's
no,
like
no.
running a car with the
It's
engine.
crazy. Your head
Yeah.
is crazy. So the head zone, you will probably get 90 or 100% of the heartbeat.
Hmm.
Suppose our age, our maximum heartbeat will be around 170. So
Hmm.
when I fight at 160, it's too much. It's too
Hmm.
much. So I have to drop my heartbeat and then I can fight easily. And if I'm coaching you and your heartbeat is almost in the red zone, you will not hear me.
Hmm.
So when it is in the in class 4, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 classes, and 5 is the red zone. And if
Hmm.
you are fighting in 4, it's the best because you can hear me. And when I say try the low kick or do the combination, you will hear me and immediately reacting on my voice, and that's good. So that's
Hmm.
also I teach them here.
Yeah, I remember one of my fighters hit the red zone, I think in the second round once, and middle of the second, I told him to finish with a low kick, and somehow he was finishing with like a front kick, every single
He
time,
doesn't
and
hear you anymore. No,
yeah, he
no.
couldn't hear me. So then I was like, the next fight, I trained him more on that heart rate monitor, how to
Yeah,
control the heart, and it came out a lot better.
of
So thank
course.
thank you for showing me that. Yeah.
Thank you too.
Yeah. So, what do you like to do for fun, Mike, other than kickbox?
What do I like? I drive a motorcycle.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah, yeah. So I like that very much. And in the summer, I have my beach house on the beach,
Hmm.
and there I can swim and do drinking a little bit, not too much, drinking a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
And there we can go barbecue, and my
Hmm.
body will get to rest. So that
Hmm.
is what I do about my kickboxing.
Right. Yeah. It. One of the things I also tell a lot of my friends here in America is how many fights there are in Holland. I remember you showed me your phone and you
Yeah,
had your calendar, and it was like there every weekend,
yeah,
multiple ones, some
yes,
towards east, some towards the west,
yeah,
north, south,
yeah.
and so yes, getting your body rested as a trainer is just as important as
Of
getting your body
course.
rested as a fighter. Yeah.
Yeah, but many people uh, they do not forget. But if you train a A-class guy,
Hmm.
my body is also hurting.
Hmm.
So if he hits me, it hurts me too.
Hmm.
So sometimes my body has also get to rest. So that's
Yeah.
why you have to sleep 7 hours a day, or at night you have to sleep. Don't wake up. You have to sleep.
Hmm.
And most of the time when I'm on the beach, my body is in rest. Or I go on the water skiing or supping, and then but I like that, and then my body is resting. And when I drive on my motorcycle for 1 hour, 2 hours, then also my body is in rest. But you cannot every day go 100%. It's not possible. So
No,
sometimes
not
you
at
have to
all.
rest.
Right. Father Time always wins, right?
Yeah, of course, of course.
Right. So I'm going to end our interview at this time, but I want to give you a chance to
Okay.
thank anybody that you want to thank. Say your old instructors, some family members, some friends, whatnot. So it's up to you.
Yeah.
The floor is yours.
Okay. For my kickboxing, of course, I want to thank Tom Haring from Sakuriki because when I went and when I came there, I was just a little kid. And when of course, unfortunately, have to stop because I broke my back. He made me a man, and he made me from discipline and respect people. Always talk to in Holland we say talk to two with two words, dank u wel. Be polite to people. That's one of the kickboxing skills. And of course, I want to always thank my family who always are behind me. So when I told my family I will start kickboxing, or I will be a trainer, or I will open my own gym, everybody says always follow your dream. If you have a dream, try to take it, try to do it. And of course, in those days in Corona time, I think in America, Corona is hitting very hard these days.
Yes.
And of course, I want to thank my members and my students for supporting me in those hard days now. So that is three, from kickboxing to family to my members, and I want to thank them all from my heart.
Os.
Those.
Thank you for coming here and talking with us. I will hopefully see you soon. I'm hoping that in 2020 that you're able to still come to America and
Yeah,
do a
I
couple
hope it very
seminars.
too. Because
Because
if you have your own tournament again from
yeah,
Bushido, I would love there to come and maybe win one or two fighters. But if I come alone and I can do some seminars, it's an honor for me. You learn from me, but I also learned very much from you, Master P. Very
uh,
much.
thank you, and then thank you for giving me a actual chance to teach. You usually have me teach a seminar or teach a training session over there. I appreciate
Of
that
course, yeah,
because that also helps my growth because
yeah,
as martial artists, even though I've done it for a long time and you've done it for a long time, we always can learn, and I
yeah.
really appreciate you. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you very much.
Us.
Us.